I'm Zeynep Coşkun, Research Fellow at Sharq Forum. Today we have our most distinguished guest, Director of the Diplomacy Academy at the Turkish MFA, and also a Senior Associate at Sharq Forum, Mr. Mesut Özcan. Welcome, Mr. Mesut Özcan. Thanks for coming here again to Geneva.
Thank you for Sharq Forum for organizing this event, this workshop on Palestinian issue, bringing together all the people from Turkey, from the Middle East, from Africa, and also from America. So it is a very lively event, so we can discuss with participation of different actors the developments going on in Palestine, especially the siege on Gaza, at the same time the difficulties inside West Bank.
Oh, thanks for your attendance. Your attendance making a lot of difference to our event. But today, let's talk with you about Mosul and Iraq. And could you give us what's going on in Mosul, and in terms of what can be done to save Mosul?
Actually, saving Mosul from ISIL is on the agenda of the international community. At the same time, Iraqi government for more than a couple of months. But on the other hand, although there are some improvements in that regard, there are some steps taken by Iraqi government, at the same time by the international community, and at the same time there are some gains, territorial gains against ISIL. But on the other hand, there are still some hurdles on the way, especially given the differences among different actors inside Iraq, at the same time within the international community, how to do this, how to carry out this operation, but at the same time, what will be the future of Mosul after capturing the city from ISIL. So there are still several of these challenges as well. So I think, although recently there were some calls, some arguments from McGurk that it's very imminent to have this operation, but on the other hand, preparations are going on, and the armed groups or military power on the side of the Iraqi army is not that capable for the time being to carry out such an operation. And regarding the past experiences in Ramadi and other places, it will be very difficult to pursue such an operation, because Mosul is a very big city with large population, at the same time controlled by ISIL for nearly 2 years. So they already developed their own defense capacities, at the same time presence of this amount of civilian population. So it will be a very difficult operation, and still the differences among the different actors in Iraq is very much delaying this process. But on the other hand, if they delay this process, this operation again and again, given the decline of oil prices, given the security challenges in Iraq, given the political differences among different actors in Iraq, it will be very difficult as well. So for this reason, being aware of these challenges, I think the Americans and also several other actors are pushing for as soon as possible an operation for this. So we will see. There are some arguments that this summer, or some people are talking about this winter for such an operation, but time will tell us. But on the other hand, there are still serious difficulties before having such an operation in terms of political understanding, at the same time military preparations.
And right now they're using the Iran-backed Shia militia to fight ISIL and Mosul. And considering that the Sunni support for ISIL came from that sectarian agenda of Iran and the Baghdadi government, what would you say? What would be the threats that would produce for Mosul in the long run?
If Hashd-i-Shabi is used within this operation, this will also bring another dimension to the sectarian conflict in Iraq. And many people think that if this can happen, then this will be beginning of another sectarian war in the region. In order to prevent this, there are some arguments, there are some efforts to have Hashd-i-Watani, other Sunni groups, and also other Sunni tribes in that regard. And on the other hand, to empower and embolden the Iraqi army. But on the side of Iran, and also on the side of some Shiite figures in Iraq, they think that if we have these Hashd-i-Shabi people within this operation, so this will increase our presence in Mosul as well. This will increase our control in that part of the country as well, and this will also legitimize the role of Hashd-i-Shabi within the Iraqi security apparatus. So I refer to differences of opinions among different actors in Iraq. So mainly I'm also referring to this difference as well. So if this is going to happen, this will also create more and more problems in Iraq. Being aware of these problems, I think Americans are against this for the time being. So they're also engaging with some Sunni groups in Iraq to encourage them to take part in this operation, in the future operation. But still, we are not sure how well efforts will go forward. So if such a possibility occurs, so it will be very difficult to keep Iraq united within the sectarian environment in the region.